a quick observation while I was working on this. Look how many layers of wallpaper. Let's see, we have one here, some kind of pattern, and then there was a flower pattern over top of that, and then a kind of a checkered flower pattern, and then whatever this one is. Oh no, that's this big edge. There you go. Checkered. And then a blue, looks like a tile. And then a very gross kind of yellow, followed by another blue, and finally covered up. That is a lot of layers. This bathroom must have been redone over and over and over again. Okay, so just a quick look and discussion. So I've got 16-foot 2x8s, and they are going to go as the third ply of the beam. Across the center here on the inside. But I run into some interesting problems on the ends. Now these ends are a little bit different because they are technically exterior walls. The other side of this wall is the porch, so it's not a center beam. So it's not a bunch of 2x8s. This is 3 2x6s like the other exterior walls. Problem is with this one is I ran into a beam that they had put in back there that goes to the porch. So if I put this third ply here, it'll butt up evenly with this second ply of this one. So if I put a third one here, it'll be uneven, and it'll make it harder when I do the rafters in the future. So I've been debating on what to do there, and I'm thinking the answer is when the porch comes off to put the third ply 2x6 on the back here. So take the porch down a little bit, put that in on that side, because the porch has got to come off eventually anyway, so I can do that at that point in time. But I've got a similar problem on the other end of this. So down here underneath the bathroom, you can see at some point there was like no beam here at all on this side. It was literally just like it is now, the 2x4 kind of floating. But on the other side, there's this 2x10 that's been all notched out for the plumbing. And the 2x10 basically is just kind of there. I think it holds up the floor on the other side, but that was really weird. It was like when they redid the bathroom at some point, they just didn't put other beams in. They just put that big 2x10 in and called it good for that other side. Who knows? I mean, this place looks like it's been renovated multiple times, so something like that happened. Actually, that may have been a 2x12 now that I look at it. So, but the problem is it starts way back here on this pillar, but then when it comes over to this pillar, we got two issues. One is it kind of diagonals its way underneath of the 2x4 right here, to where I've literally got maybe one span space on this side. The other problem is that this pillar is put in the ground further over this way than the others, so I don't have as much sticking out. So like from here, you see that's like flush, but you come to this side and I've got a lip. So putting a third ply on this one is a problem as well. And I'm not 100% sure what to do about it, because I could do the same thing and put it on the other side, I think. Let me see. Yeah. Put it on the outside, which might be the easiest solution. Or I could dig out and maybe expand this footer to where all three would sit on a footer like the rest of them, out like here. I don't know. But anyway, the real problem is that because that big 2x12 holds up the other side, I can't take it out yet. And it diagonals its way over here to where I can't put 2 or 3 beams there. It's just, there's just not the space. So do I just put a single beam representing the outside from there over to there, and then just leave it with that single beam with a support underneath of it until I get to the other side of the house, and then when I take that up I can put in the rest of the beams? Or do I put in all 3 and just have them come over and be like off center over here, and then I push them over later? But if I do that, then I can't build the floor on this side, which is what I wanted to do first. So that's an interesting conundrum. I think I'm going to do the single beam with support for the time being, so that I can get this side of the house subfloored all the way across, and then when we get to the other side of the house I can finish the beam off like it's supposed to be. That's really annoying that it doesn't have the space. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. But I think that's what that's going to have to be. I don't think of another way to do it. Well, anyway, I'll get the beam in there, and then I'm going to run a string from one end to the other and just see how straight these boards are. You know, I've done a lot of lifting and knocking around, so the walls may have come a little bit off skew. So I need to get a straight line measurement. You know, knock some things back in place if I have to, just to get it as straight as possible, and then do the same on the exterior walls, you know, measuring over and using the line as well. Get everything in place as straight and as vertical as possible, and then I can anchor them all in. So that is where we are. So I think that's the plan. So let's get these 16 footers in place, and then we'll do the measuring. All right. Alright, so I've got the beam in. I ran a string from one end to the other just to see just how crooked this beam is. It goes down. It's really not bad until you get right about in here, and honestly I just can't move the beam over anymore. There's the existing beam on the other side is in the way. But it really doesn't matter. It's underneath the wall, it's on the support, it's not that far out of alignment, but it'll be fine. This area, as I said, only has the one in it right now. I'll have to put the extra beams in once I get to the other half of the house. I am going to screw in a couple layers right here and then put like a jack underneath of it just to help hold this part. That way that 2x8 is not sitting by itself. And then I'm going to let the pressure off. And yeah, that'll be the center beam, which is nice. So I can then get this place cleaned up, straighten up that beam. I'm going to do something similar to see how it is. I can knock it around a little easier. So make sure the wall is level, and then I can anchor the beams in place. So it will be nice to have that done and move on to the next step. And honestly, it's really nice that the beam is in. I don't have to worry about the house collapsing over here. Interesting, you know, as I lift the house and just put everything back in place, things level out, which clearly had actually not been level in a really long time. Like, so this door, for example, won't latch anymore, but it's even on the top, and it didn't used to be. So clearly this latch was put in when it was crooked. So I just thought that was interesting. So it's nice that it's leveling out. Similar issue over here with the front door. Actually, I've always had trouble with the lock, but as soon as I put this beam here, the lock on the front door just clicks right into place. So that is at least nice. Makes me feel like I'm doing something right. So so yeah, let's get these beams straightened up, anchored in, clean this place out, and then after that we will see. I'm currently waiting on a quote from a mason contractor to come in and put like a concrete block wall on the edge underneath the beams to separate the crawl space from the outside. Hopefully that quote won't be crazy, but we'll see. And then I need to start thinking about the depth of this crawl space. In a lot of places it's just really not very deep, especially right on the edge, and as much as I really don't want to be digging that much dirt out, I'm also not really comfortable leaving a crawl space that you can't get into. So maybe, I don't know, that sounds like a lot of work. Luckily I don't have to worry about it on that side. It's all up here in this corner where it gets really shallow. Even down here is pretty good. You know, not bad. Not great, not bad. But yeah, once you get up there, that's a lot. But maybe, we'll see. If I'm going to do this, and do it right. So, one step at a time, right? Let's straighten the beam up first. Anchor it in. Clean up. Let's get to it. Okay, so something exciting to show. I have finished digging out the crawl space. I have been at this for almost, oh man, 2 weeks. You know, not like full 7 days, but like during the week, you know, 4 or 5 days a week. And, you know, it just got deeper and deeper the more I came this direction. Back over here, you know, it wasn't bad at all. I only had to take it down a couple centimeters. And then it just kind of silted up more and more and more. And so I kept having to dig more and more dirt. Here's all the roots that I dug out. And over here, I mean, just all kinds of big roots from this, I think it's from this walnut tree in the back. Maybe from this maple tree out front. But, yeah, I mean, like, so, like here, you can see, you know, I dug that down like 2.5 bricks level just to get it down to the same level as the rest of the crawl space. Over here on this foundation, I mean, this thing came down, what, 4 inches? You notice that the square foundation sits on a concrete. So in other words, that was like the level before where they had concrete and then they put this square foundation in. You know, maybe that came later. Maybe the square foundations came later, or maybe that was just how it was done in the first, or at first. I don't know, but it's on all of them. So, but it's dug out. Oh man, and this room just took forever. I mean, look over here. I mean, you know, you can see the discoloration. I dug that one down good, what, 8 inches? Over here, yeah, right there. But, you know, it was something that I didn't want to do. Let me tell you something, guys. I hate digging. It is so boring, and it is so annoying, and I was so sore after the first couple days. And this was particularly annoying because I had to handle the dirt like 6 times, right? So like I would dig out the dirt and I'd put it in the bucket. And then I would take the bucket and I would dump it out the window into the wheelbarrow. And then, so it would be like 3 scoops of the shovel fills the bucket, 3 buckets fills the wheelbarrow, and then I have to go outside, take the wheelbarrow over to the truck, and then fill the truck up, and then come back. And then when the truck is full, I've been taking the truck over to my parents' house to fill up their raised garden beds that they were building. So, you know, I got to handle every scoop of dirt like 6 times. It was, oh my gosh. But I'm super excited that it's done, ready to move on. Unfortunately, I have to do a little bit more digging, but at least it's a little bit different because now I need to dig some holes to get some center beam foundations put in here. And I've got some people coming out this week to give me some quotes on building a concrete block exterior wall between the concrete points. And yeah, really happy to have that done. So I'm gonna go unload this truckload of dirt, and then I come back and get this cleaned up and get ready for the next stage. But yeah, very excited that that is finished. Very cool.